Guys, today we're going to be doing a little bit of north versus south. So when I moved to the south a few years ago, one of the dishes that I saw on a lot of the menus was shrimp and grits. And I was very curious about it. I didn't know anything about it. So I had it and I actually kind of liked it. I don't eat grits for breakfast. I don't eat them with butter, anything like that. But I will eat shrimp and grits because it's kind of dressed up. It has some andouille with it, a little bit of hot sauce and stuff. They're delicious, and cheese in them. So today I wanted to show you kind of like an Italian northern version of that shrimp and grits, and it's polenta, and we're also going to use shrimp. So if you don't know what polenta is, it's fine ground corn, and it's very popular in Italy. It's actually like a poor man's food up there, because it's just like a grain, and look how fine it is. Like, it is really ground up really fine. So we're gonna make this. Now I'm gonna wait to put it in the boiling water because it literally takes like 3 minutes, and the longer it sits around, it gets thick, it gets hard. So we want it as fresh as can be before we do everything else. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn my burner on. I do have 3 cups of water boiling in the pot today. As you notice, I'm a little bit different with my video today because my husband is here. So he graciously agreed to video for me. So, and of course I have my little companion with me who never leaves me alone. So, and if there's people on there watching, Josh, you can let me know so that I can say hello to them as well. Okay. So
Gloria's watching. John Godfrey Hughes is watching.
Okay. You don't have to.
Lisa Hurt's watching. Okay. Teresa.
Hi guys. Hi guys. Okay. All right, Josh. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it. They know I love them. They watch me all the time. I love them. Okay. So they also always see
Teresa.
me. Hi, Teresa. They also see me throwing food to Pepe to get out of here. So feel free to throw him a couple snacks as well. Okay. So this is super simple, and I know I say that every week because that's really how I cook. I do really simple recipes. I don't do anything that takes a lot of ingredients or a lot of time, mostly because I don't have it. So if you want to come over here, Josh, we'll show them what exactly we have. So I have just a little butter and cream, and that's going to be for the polenta. And for the actual sauce for it, all it is going to be olive oil, wine, and cherry tomatoes, a little bit of shallot, and fresh garlic. This basil I just picked right out of my garden, so it's beautiful and fresh. And then just to dress everything up, we always have to have Parmesan Reggiano. Okay.
Keep it in the frame.
So I want to show you guys the shrimp. Now, if you are familiar with Charleston, you will know that shrimp is abundant here. We actually have a place called Shem Creek where you could go, here, Pat, where you could go and have lunch. You could boat up there, and you can eat at the restaurants, and the shrimping boats are there. And it's just shrimp galore. So local shrimp in Charleston is abundant, and it's delicious. It's the best. All right, so I went ahead and I turned on my baking dish here, my cooking dish here, and I'm going to go around and put a little bit of olive oil, and I have a light olive oil in this one today because I don't want it too heavy because this is a super light dish for summer. So I'm going to say that's like 1/4 of a cup. And the first thing I want to do is put in a shallot and like a clove of garlic. And I'm putting these in before the actual cherry tomatoes because they take longer. And as you see, he's really nudging me for a snack. So, all right, I'm peeling this shallot. I can't throw this down on the ground because he can't have that. But I usually throw everything else. Let me give him a couple of these over here. Go ahead, Pat. There you go. All right, so I'm going to just cut it down the middle. Now they're fighting over it. And I'm just going to go ahead and cut this shallot into thin strips like this. And I'm excited this year because I actually grew shallots in the garden, and they're done. So now, once I get 2 minutes to myself, I'm going to go ahead and pull them up out of the ground, and I'm going to hang them to dry. I wasn't really sure, and I also have a ton of garlic. So there's no way we can eat all that, so I will be bringing a lot of that to the restaurant. Okay, so the I keep calling it that. The shallot. I like them because they're milder than an onion, more mild than an onion. Pepe, you are really bad today.
Well, quit feeding him.
He keeps nudging me.
Yeah, get out of there, Pepe.
Okay, so I have the shallot in here, and then I'm going to go ahead and put the clove of garlic. And this is fresh garlic. It's not mine yet, but it will be. We're trying to figure out a good place to hang them, right, Josh?
That is correct.
I want to hang them out in his shop, but of course you know how that goes.
I'm going to build a rack so she can hang them right here in the kitchen.
Oh, that'd be wonderful. Thank you. Okay, I'm seasoning these because once you put salt and pepper on here, the salt mostly makes all these kind of vegetables sweat it out and they cook a little bit faster. Okay, so that's going. I have 1 clove of garlic and 1 medium-sized shallot. The next ingredient, believe it or not, is going to be cherry tomatoes. Can you believe it? This is where our sauce is coming from. But I also wanted to show you right here what I picked out of my garden today. I have a basket back here that I have a ton of peppers in. And this was just today. I went outside to get basil and I looked and I said, oh my goodness, I got a ton of tomatoes I gotta pick. So I have a couple different types of tomato. I have like a regular cherry tomato that you guys would notice, but then I have these green ones that this is how they stay. I don't know the correct name. Josh asked me if I did. I do not. But I like a variety of cherry tomatoes because I like the different colors in the dish. So I'm just going to get these quick little rinse off. Oh, really? You're reaching for your Heineken, huh?
No, I was zooming out.
Okay, so these are all from my garden here, which I'm really happy about because this is what the growing process is all about. It makes me happy. I have green beans in that basket, of course cucumbers. We've been using those at the restaurant. Okay, so now we can go ahead. I'm going to turn this down a tad bit, and I'm going to put the water up to start this to boil. Now, in this pot for the polenta is 3 cups of water. Now, I do have a little extra water here in case I'm going to need it, depending on how quickly it dries out. So I'm just going to leave this in here and let it come to a low boil, and then I'm going to pour in the polenta. So I'm going to half my cherry tomatoes because once you put these in, they will cook down very quickly and they make this delicious sweet sauce. Would you like a tomato, Pepe?
I would love one.
You want one? All right. And in the pool they go. This is how easy this is. Up. And as they cook down, they get softer. Not yet, but as they cook down, they're going to get softer. And then you can probably squish them with like the back of your spoon and they burst and they make such a delicious sauce. It's incredible. So I'm going to put a couple more in. You guys know I always post the recipe after, so I will put in the exact amount of tomatoes that I use. Right now I'm going to say it looks like maybe a dozen.
Melissa Barnett. Shelf Bean is watching. Kathy David Smith. Debbie White. Betty White? No, Debbie White.
Betty White, come on. Okay, so now, before I put in the shrimp, I want to add a little bit of white wine. This is just Chardonnay. I like to cook with Chardonnay. It's more mild to me than Pinot Grigio. So I'm just going to pour in enough to kind of like cover the bottom of the pan. And it's going to cook out all the alcohol, but it's going to leave it with a very nice wine taste.
That's a shame.
I love. What, that it's cooking out the alcohol?
Yep.
And as it's in there doing its thing, you can move your spoon around and get those little bits off the bottom. Because that's a lot of flavor in those little bits. And our cherry tomatoes are already cooking down. Now, to this, we're going to go ahead and we're going to add the shrimp in here. And we all know shrimp take very, very little time to cook. So we're going to put them down, make sure they're all singly down on the bottom like this. I know I have my hand in the way, I apologize. Okay.
You better apologize.
All right. And we have our water boiling over here, so that's done. See, everything comes together very quickly. Now I'm gonna get a cup of polenta. That's all we're gonna use for this. This is gonna be enough probably for 3 or 4 people, this recipe. I did this a long time ago and I got a really good response to it. People loved it so much that I sold it in the restaurant as a special. Excuse me, Pep. Okay, so I probably should really use a whisk for this. You just keep whisking it. For those of you that are Southern, they already know what I'm talking about with this grits business. Look how quickly they came together. I'm gonna turn them way down to low before they start popping all over. Look how creamy they are already. Look at this. That's how quick. These are quick cooking.
Yeah, with that fine powder.
Yeah, they cook. Okay, so we're just gonna let this go for a few minutes. Now, to make the grits even better, listen to me, grits.
Half pound of butter.
No, it's not a half a pound. It's a half a stick. I'm gonna start off with 3, and I'm just gonna let it do its thing in here, melt down. So while you're cooking this, you cook this, and that's how easy it is. Listen to Pepe today. He's quite ornery. He doesn't like anyone around me when he's around. And also to the polenta, we're going to add a little bit of heavy cream. And we'll start with a half of a cup. What's the matter, Pep?
The pew. Yeah.
Be a good boy. You can't have any of this. Well, we could probably have polenta. Okay, guys. Look at my shrimp already. Josh, you want to bring the camera over and show them the shrimp. Once it's turning pink on both sides like this, your shrimp is done. That's the one thing you don't want to do is overcook shrimp because then it gets rubbery.
You want the thongs to flip them over?
They're tongs. No, I'm good. I can do everything with my spoon. I'm good. The less I have to clean, the better. Okay. Also, while this is going, Josh, let me show them now.
You're gonna pop it?
You can take the back of the spoon and push down, and look what happens to your cherry tomato. See? They become the sauce. Aren't they pretty? These have the green seeds inside. Even though it doesn't look like it's done, they're definitely done. These are beautiful.
They're very tasteful, straight out of the garden.
They are, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A little more salt and pepper in here. And then also to this, we're going to put in I'm going to put in a little bit more polenta, butter in the polenta. Now I'm going to take the basil, and this adds such a great flavor to it. My basil is young yet, so it has like the tiny leaves, but they're so, so good. At the restaurant, we get this big basil we ordered. The leaves are like this big. It's incredible. That's definitely hothouse basil, that's why. This is all natural.
Yeah, but aren't the smaller ones more tastier?
Yeah, these are, that's what I'm saying. I got baby basil, so it's pretty tasty here. It's very good, actually.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, so this recipe is not in my new cookbook, only because we're done with it, so I don't have time. Like, I can't put it in and anything else in. All the recipes are in. It'll be out in June. For the summertime, so if you wanted to order a copy of it, you can go on our website, www.keepingupwithamichis.com, and you can go under cookbook, and it's right there, and you can have that. You can have it shipped right to you as soon as it's done, just like this is done.
Debbie White. Betty White, laugh out loud.
Betty White. Okay. So remember what I said, Josh, bring it here. Remember what I said about the polenta getting a little bit thick and dry. You don't want that, so you have to keep kind of adjusting. And I just added a little bit more heavy cream. Guys, I never said this was a dietetic dish. I said it's light tasting. So some things can fool you. Look at this guy. He ain't moving.
Pepe.
Gonna thin it out just a tad bit more. There we go. Okay, I like my polenta so it's kind of pourable. I don't like it where it's real thick and goopy. Okay, and also, so we're completely done with both things, so we turn it off. We're gonna add this in. Stir it around. How's it smell?
Lovely.
Doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, good, because you're gonna have lunch with me after.
Oh, man.
You don't want lunch with me? All right, let me get a plate out of here so I can show them. Yep, I'm on my tippies. Okay, so this is how we're gonna eat this. You put the polenta on the bottom, like this. See? Put the polenta on the bottom, and then you go ahead and get that off, and you take the shrimp and the tomatoes like this, and you put right on top with that nice fresh basil, a little bit of that wine juice on the top.
Can I have hash browns instead of grits?
Huh?
Can I have hash browns instead of grits?
You want me to make this on hash browns?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's gonna work very good.
No?
I will try it though for you.
All right.
All right. And the last finishing touches, of course, we have to top everything off with cheese because it just makes everything better.
That looks superb.
Doesn't that look beautiful?
Mm-hmm.
It's a great dish, guys, I'm telling you. I did do it a while ago on one of my other videos, but it's been so long that I said, you know what, I want to bring this dish back because now is the time for fresh tomatoes, now is the time for fresh basil, now is the shrimping time. You know, the fresh shrimp in Charleston. You can get polenta anytime. So try this out. This is gonna burn my mouth, I know it. Super good, guys, and light. All right, Josh, say goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody. Hope you enjoyed.
Have a good weekend, guys.
Bye-bye.